today we're going to be talking about Mirror's Edge, the one and only
Mirror's Edge.
Alright, this is Gamerz QA. I'm BlackAce101.
I'm Pablo932.
And today we're going to be talking about Mirror's Edge.
So if you haven't played the game yet, Mirror's Edge is basically about Faith and her sister Kate. Faith tries to prove her sister's innocence from a crime she did not commit. So what do you think about Mirror's Edge?
I think it's different. You know, it's kind of like first-person shooter status, but more of a first-person runner. You know, kind of like adventurous. All the weird jumps are kind of cool. I mean, even though you can't really do that in real life, I mean, if I saw a newscast of someone trying to do those jumps and they died, I'd laugh at it. Personally, I'd laugh at it. Yeah, I'd laugh at it. But other than that, I thought it was great. Story was kind of confusing.
Yeah, story was short and confusing.
Well, it wasn't really short. Just like a lot of people would mention a lot, and for me, I got mixed up. If you've played this game before, that's great if you were able to understand it. But I don't
know, the ending felt weird because at the end you jump in a helicopter, and pretty much the game's over. You save your sister, and then that's it.
That's it. You kill some random other runner guy, right? So
you kill another runner that was an ex-runner. Yeah. And pretty much that's the end of the game, which leaves a lot of loose threads.
I wonder if they're going to make a second one. Do you think they're going to come up with one?
Probably.
Would you say you buy this game, you think?
I actually would buy this game because I like the whole innovation of running around and jumping around because the graphics are so nice in this game. Like, it's actually realistic. And it's pretty fun trying to do the time trials and trying to beat your last score in time. Yeah. How about you?
You know, I'd love to see a sequel. But you know it'd be a great parody of a sequel?
What?
You playing as a black person. That's right, people. And I'm giving you a compliment.
But in level 2, there was a black runner.
There was a black runner. But you only saw him one time. It's kind of like...
Well, that's true, because you really don't see any other runners, but Faith and... Who was that other runner?
The blondie?
Yeah, the blonde runner. And that's the only other 2 runners you really hear about. Well, the other runners aren't even talked about in the story. It's just like...
Well, no, the ex guy, but I mean... Oh, then again, he's not a runner. But, yeah. I'd love to see...
Yeah, I'd love to see a sequel of this. There should be more gun battle action where the guns are actually used. Yeah, in the game, you can go through the whole game and not use one gun.
Actually, you might have to use it in one of those oh crap moments, but...
Yeah, but, like, when you go through a SWAT team, like, you really need to get a gun, but it's a little tedious to get some of the guns from the SWAT teams.
Actually, it kind of is. But you know what really bugged me?
What?
Was the randomest places they tell you to jump to. And then if you get stuck... Oh, that pissed me off.
Yeah, if you play on the harder modes, like... Normally the places turn red where you're supposed to jump to. But I started on the hardest mode, so it didn't really tell me where to go. So I was dying left and right, thinking I was supposed to jump here and there.
What'd you think of online play? You know, the whole times thing. Did you ever try that out?
No.
No? Oh, it was kind of fun. I couldn't beat a single score.
Yeah. A lot of people play those things.
Yeah,
it's Asians, I tell you.
I don't think it's really the Asians. Probably.
Actually, memorize the course.
Actually, I stand corrected. It probably is. But yeah, I only played the game for about maybe 2 days, and I beat it. And I liked it. I wouldn't buy it. It's a renter for me. But if a sequel came out, I definitely want to play that. Yeah. I definitely want to play it. What would you say you'd give it, you think?
I'd give it...
On a scale of 1 through 10.
I'd give it an 8.5 because of its nice innovation and if it's being one of the first few to actually do this and separate itself from all the other genres.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. Yeah. So some pros and cons for Mirror's Edge, I'd have to say would be... Well, the gameplay. The whole idea of a first-person view, kind of doing all the jumps and stuff like that, kind of made me feel like I was playing Prince of Persia, but from first person. And, well, I liked all the whole effects of when you jump somewhere, like, you'll hear a crack or like, your landing impact, you know, things like that. Like if you screw up a jump, your face hits against the pole. I mean, that made me laugh every time I heard it because I'm like, yeah. I screwed up. Well, there was some gunplay in there. That's what I kind of liked. Kind of wish they could have made the gunplay a little better, but I was good for that. I don't know. What do you
Well,
say?
some of the cons I would say would be also the guns, like you were saying. They could have made it easier for the guns to use because when you used them, they were a little rough and you know, like more
what? Action?
Yeah, more action.
More action.
Because,
more
like,
use of the weapons?
Well, keys more used, but also fix up the gun's, you know, configuration or whatever. Because when he used it, it felt like the character couldn't really hold the gun because it kept moving, or it was moving too slow. The sensitivity was too high, I think.
Well, I don't think the main purpose of the game was to
I know
really
it wasn't shoot,
so.
but for the parts you do shoot, they should have made it a little easier. And some of the AI was a little challenging, but it wasn't that bad. There's not much you can say about this game. The story was a little confusing, which was a little con, but you can't really say too much. You can't really say too much about this game because it's the first, well, one of the few.
Actually, it's the first of its kind,
Well, pretty much
actually.
the first of its kind on this system.
No one's really... I
Yeah.
don't think really anyone's done first-person
adventure games.
adventure game where you usually just
Yeah.
run around. I mean, I guess you can consider it a first-person shooter because
Well, not really, because the main point wasn't first-person shooter, but there was points where
it was integrated into...
So there's pretty much, you can't say too much about it for cons, because there's really nothing to compare it to. So pretty much it's not really about... There's a lot of pros to this game, though.
Yeah, I liked it. But...
Can't wait for a sequel.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I screwed up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us in
Or
any
answer
game.
the comments.
If you
Rate,
rate us, you
comment,
know, comment,
subscribe, hopefully.
subscribe.
There'll be a lot more videos. We're doing walkthroughs with commentary.
Give us ideas for games to do. This is
If you want a request, we'll do requests for reviews and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
This has been nice. This is Pwenege.
This is Black Ace 101.
And see you later. You're supposed to end it there.